In this video, we're going to look at percent change and calculating increase and decrease. Percent change describes the change over time by either an increase or a decrease. It can be solved using a percent proportion in which the values are plugged into the formula below. So we can calculate the percent increase or decrease by placing it over 100 or making that our variable. And then we can have our change over our original amount. And then in this proportion, change can be represented by the difference between the new and original values. So that means whatever my new and original is, I'm going to subtract to get that value. And that's what I'm going to plug in for change. All right, let's look at some examples. In example 1, a gallon of milk costs $2.79 in the year 2000. In 2020, it cost $3.98. So we need to identify some information. When we have original and new, we need to figure out what those values are. So when you're talking about time, the most current time is going to be your new value. The older time is your original value. So in this case, my original value is going to be $2.79 because that was the 2000 year. And then my new is going to be $3.98. So now we're going to use that proportion that we just talked about. So we're trying to find the percent. So that's going to be my missing piece. And I'm going to put it over 100. My change, I have to subtract my new minus my original. So I have $3.98 minus $2.79. That's what I'm doing right here. That is $1.19. And since I increased in price, that's a positive number. So I have $1.19, and that goes over my original price. So my original was $2.79. Okay, I'm trying to find my percent, so that is my X. I have my proportion filled out, so now we can cross multiply. So I'm going to have 2.79x on one side of my equal sign and 100 times $1.19 on the other side. This becomes 119. Then we divide by 279 on both sides of the equal sign. And x equals 42.65, and it goes on and on and on and on and doesn't stop. So we're just going to leave it right there at 42.65%. Okay, this was an increase, which we could tell that from the very beginning, since we went from $2.79 to $3.98. But we calculated that it was a 42.65% increase. Okay, in example 2, we have a frozen pizza. It costs $3 in the year 2000. In 2020, it costs $2.50. So we have a decrease here. So we're going to have new and original. My new price is $2.50. My original cost is $3. Remember, when we're dealing with time, whatever the newest, most recent time is your new. And then we're going to plug everything into our proportion. So we're going to be solving for our percent. So we have x over 100. Then we need our change. So we have $3 minus $2.50. That's a 50-cent change. And since we decreased in cost, it's a negative 50-cent change. And we put that over our original price, which was $3. And then we cross multiply. So we have 3, I'm just going to do 3x equals 100 times negative 50 cents. So we have 3x equals negative 50. And then we need to divide by 3 on both sides. And that gets us negative 16.67%. So this was a negative 16.67% decrease. All right, in example 3, this is a 2-part question. So Dustin bought a DVD player that was marked down from $150 to $100. A video game console was $250 and the price was dropped 15%. Which device has the greatest percent decrease? So we have the video game console. Video game was decreased 15%. So we had a minus 15%. So we just need to look at the DVD player. So we're going to look at the DVD player. So over here, the new price, if it was marked down, then that means the new price is the cheaper price. The original price was more expensive. It was $150. And then we're plugging everything into that proportion. So we need our percent out of 100. Our change, 150 minus 100, was a $50 change. Okay, since we decreased in price, that was a negative $50 over our original price of 150. And then we cross multiply. So we have 150x equals 100 times negative 50. We have 150x equals negative 5,000. And then we have to divide by 150 on both sides of our equal sign. And that is a negative 33.3% decrease. So in this case, the DVD player had the greater markdown because it was negative 33% and the video game was only marked down 15%.